Hey guys, it's Joe for PocketNow.com. Now, Gingerbread is the latest operating system for Android-powered smartphones. Honeycomb, of course, is for tablets. HTC Sense is one of the cooler UIs, user interfaces, or skins, if you want to call it that you can have on an Android-powered device. But what do you do if you want both? And what do you do if you want both on a phone that didn't come with either? Well, thanks to this ROM, I've got your solution, at least if you're using a T-Mobile G2. Let's go take a look. This is my T-Mobile G2, which originally came with Froyo, or Android 2.2. What I want to do is go ahead and power it on, and you can see down here, this is a villain ROM, and their tagline is, "Free your Android." Now the cool thing about villain ROMs, like Cyanogen mods, they're based on a whole bunch of stuff, the ASOP sources for Android, but also some other bits and pieces that they, let's just say they procure from other sources. And we'll leave it at that. Some of those things I'm talking about are HTC Sense. Now, this is a G2. It didn't come with Sense. It came with the stock Android experience, which honestly is one of the things that drew me to this phone. There wasn't any of that overhead. Now, of course, a lot of you like HTC Sense UI, and I don't blame you. It looks great. It functions well. So after we've booted up, and I've kind of stalled here a little bit so that it can continue loading things, you'll notice the traditional Sense lock screen, and we can drag down to unlock, just like that. Very smooth. We've got the flip clock, which has become the kind of iconical representation of the Sense UI. And then the nice little curved button dock down at the bottom with the app drawer over on the left, with options to go from all apps to your most frequently used apps to your downloaded apps, which is a very nice feature and a very kind of fluid interface down here. That button is kind of a slider, and it's going along with it, which is something that if you've used Sense, you're very familiar with. The phone button is front and center, and that's really, it makes sense. I mean, you know, you've got a phone here first and foremost. On some other phones, like the Motorola's, you have the app drawer in the middle with the phone off to the side. And that really is the way that most of Android phones work. The third button down here is reserved for the personalize button, which is kind of the kitchen sink for personalizing your phone. It lets you change the scene, the wallpaper, and the skin. Those are all kind of tied together. It lets you add widgets to the home screen, and you've seen all those before, and personalize your sounds right there as well. So you've all seen that. Now, I don't know if these are the new widgets that people have been talking about, because there is a new version of HTC Sense UI. They look the same to me, but I defer to your better views. See if you guys know anything more about that. Let's go ahead and head into settings now so you can see what this is. And to do that, we're going to come all the way down to About Phone down at the bottom. And on About Phone, we're going to come to software information. Now this is Android version 2.3. It's 2.3 point nothing, which means there's a couple more versions out there that this doesn't have. Specifically, the latest version is 2.3.3. The HTC Sense version is 2.1, and the kernel version is 2.6.32.28 Cyanogen mod. So we are using a Cyanogen mod style kernel that's been customized, of course, to be able to run all of the Sense stuff. But it's very fast, it's very fluid, it's very nice looking. If you've wanted to have a Sense experience on your T-Mobile G2, you can do that now with either Froyo or Gingerbread. One little caveat here. There are two files that you need to download and flash, and of course you'll need to do a full wipe and factory reset on your device before you do that. I'll have links to all those over in the article at PocketNow.com so you can know exactly what you need to do. But the Froyo version is pretty finished. It's polished, it's pretty well done. I tried that before I shot this video. The Gingerbread version still has some things that it doesn't do well. There are some known bugs, if you will, and you do have to flash those two files. One of them is the ROM, and one of them is a patch to fix an already known bug, installing apps from the SD card. Another thing is, and I don't know if I can get it to reproduce, but if you rotate the screen, the home screen, a couple times, which it's not doing right here, what's going to happen is these buttons on the bottom get all kind of squished and wonky, and it's weird. So don't go into this thinking it's a fully cooked product. It's not, but it's still very good, and it's functional enough to be your daily driver, as long as you are a little bit more patient. Of course, there are going to be updates to this coming along, so if you want to keep on top of that, you'll want to make sure that you keep up with what's happening over at the Villain ROM camp, and I'll have a link to that in the article as well. Pretty cool seeing what you can do and put stuff that didn't come on your phone onto a phone that really wasn't even supposed to have it. It's HTC Sense, it's Gingerbread, it's T-Mobile, it's the G2. Very cool stuff. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like to see these custom style ROMs in action on actual devices that you might have in your pocket right now. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below and head over to the article so you can make sure and get all of those links. For Pocket Now, I'm Joe Levi.